All right. I don't want to wait too long because I do want us to be able to get through all of this today. So, well, in the next 20-ish minutes. So, there's my music. Let's stop that for right now. We are going to look at the next elements of art. I'm glad that you have a sketchbook, Lena. That is awesome. And I love, my husband has an iPad Pro, but I don't. I mean, so yes, my family has one, but I don't particularly use one. So let me see, I've got another seat. More just joined us. That's great. So what we are going to be working on today are the next few elements of art. If you've already had the chance to view the video that I posted, you don't have to have viewed it yet because I'm going to tell you all that now. There's my PowerPoint. So last week, you guys learned about color and line, and you guys had the recorded version instead of having a live lesson, in part because we didn't come in on Monday. And this week we are going to be working on shape, form, and space. So a review, what are the elements of art? Who can unmute themselves and give me a quick idea of what the elements of art are? Oh dear, don't everybody unmute at once. All right, let's try it this way. The elements of art are the building blocks for art. It's what you need to have to make your art. These are the little Lego pieces that you're going to build up with and you're going to use to make your art. Last week you guys learned about color and line, and you did the color wheel project where you found items that were connected, that all went with the color wheel, and I will be going through that and grading them soon. Today you are going to be working on space, shape, and form. So what is shape? Shape is when you have a line that connects back to the beginning of the line. If you just make a dot and then you make a line, that's just a line. But if you make a dot and a line and then you go up and then you come back down to that same dot and you have three sides, what shape did you just make? It's got three sides?
Triangle.
Triangle. There you go. So there are two types. There are two types of shapes that we have in art. They're called geometric, and then there are organic. Geometric shapes are the kinds that you can look at and immediately name. Like we said, it has three sides, therefore it's a triangle. You can also measure the sides of a geometric shape. So we know that a rectangle will have two long sides and two short sides. We know that an octagon would have 8 equal sides. We know that a square would have 4 equal sides. And we know that if it's supposed to have equal sides, it should have equal sides. But an organic shape is a shape that doesn't have a way to measure it. It doesn't have anything that is easily, you don't look at it, and you might even look at it and go, that kind of looks like a blob. Well, it might be considered a blob, but that's called an organic shape. It doesn't have a set being, a set shape. And I am going to take a moment and I am going to type something into the chat. So I want you guys to either give me a yes or a no. So if you can unmute or give me a yes or a no in chat, that's fine, because yes. I don't recognize that name. Okay. Can somebody tell me who that? Gotcha.
Alexa.
Gotcha. Thank you. All right. So When we're talking about shapes, you've got two types. You've got geometric and you've got organic. Geometric, once again, they're the ones that you can easily identify and look down and say, oh, that's a diamond. Oh, that's this. Oh, that's a hexagon. But an organic shape is something that's like a mud puddle or a cloud in the sky. You can't quite say that's a rectangle. You just look at it and you're like, yeah, that's a shape. Now, what are forms? Forms are the 3D versions. Shapes are 2D, which means they're flat on paper, and forms are 3D. Forms are what you do when you are working with sculpture, when you are making something. A circle is 2D, but a sphere is 3D. A rectangle is 2D, but a rectangular prism is 3D. That's just a little bit of an explanation for form. And space. This one's going to be a little bit this one's going to be a little bit more this one's going to be a little bit harder to understand, so I'm going to go over it with you on this example. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my mouse moving over the screen right now. Awesome. Dimitri can, so I'm going to hope that everybody, and Lena can. So space in art can mean two things. It can mean if your picture feels like it has depth, which means it feels like you're standing somewhere and you can look off in the distance, or it can mean about where you focus when you are looking at the artwork. So when we are looking at this picture on the top, there's my mouse, you can see that there is a circle, and the circle has all of the rainbow dots inside. This is called positive space. Positive space is where you look first in the artwork. So for the top one, it's the circle with all of the dots on the inside. The outside area is called negative space because it's not as immediate to you. You don't notice it as quickly. But on the bottom, it's flipped. The first thing you probably notice in the bottom one is the empty place where the circle should be. And then the outside where the where the dots are, that becomes a negative space because there's so many dots, you might not notice it as much. Don't worry so much about being able to get this immediately. This is an older student kind of concept, so I'm introducing it to you, but I'm not going to drill you on it. I'm not going to be like, oh, this is this and this is that, and sorry. This is I'm not going to ask for you to immediately be able to answer me on these, but I do want to say something in the future. If I say the positive space, you won't be completely blindsided and not have any idea what I'm talking about. I'm going to skip the next few slides. There we go, because I want to be able to show you what it is that we are doing. So your art project for this is going to be to create an organic shape by tracing your hand. Then you will use lines to create geometric shapes, and you will fill up the space of your page. Then you will work on using colors, warm or cold, and your background will be the other kind. So if you use cool colors for your hands, like I did in mine, then you will use warm colors for your background. But if you use warm colors for your hand, then you'll use cool colors for the background. Here is my sketchbook. I'm going to turn on, I'm going to stop sharing that for a moment, and then I am going to share my, nope, advanced, there we go. I'm going to share my document camera. So give me a thumbs up if you can see my hand on top of a sketchbook. Awesome. I'm going to guess if Lena and Zaina can, then it is on the way. So the first thing that you will want to do when you are working on this is If you can't trace your own hand, ask someone else to. That's okay. But let me give you some tips on tracing hands. First of all, make sure your fingers are spread apart. If you're doing this, it's going to make for very boring, and it's going to be hard for you to trace your fingers. So spread your fingers apart. The next thing I'm going to show you is to please hold your pencil up and down and keep it straight up and down. If you do that, I'm going to go back over that one so you can maybe make that a little bit darker. It will make for normal sized fingers. But this is the thing that people mess up. Please don't do this right now. I see some people who have gone off camera. Let's not work on it yet. If you hold your pencil sideways and you try to trace underneath your fingers, and then you move it and you still hold it sideways, this is how people end up with skeleton fingers. We don't have skeleton fingers, so let's not do skeleton fingers just yet. McCullough, buddy, just wait. Let me finish with the project, and then you can get your hands traced. So once again, hold your fingers out, hold the pencil up, and make sure that you are tracing your fingers. And this creates our organic shape of our hand. The next thing that you will need is either a ruler or something that has straight edge. If I was asking you to actually measure things out, I would require you to have a ruler, but I'm not. I just want you to have a straight line on it. So I'm just going to use this folder, and I'm going to make straight up and down lines. So this is why I'm saying it just needs to have a straight edge. So you can use a book, you can use a ruler if you have one. If you have anything else that has a long, whoops, see what happens when you rush? So I'm going to have to try and fix that. So now I've got lines going, straight up and down. Then I am going to turn, and I'm going to do the same thing, but now I'm going to go across sideways. And these don't have to be, I'm going to turn that off, see if that helps. Nope, that didn't make it any better. Get that light out, boy. So these don't have to be perfect, but don't make them really close together. If you make them really close together, you're not going to be able to, you're going to have tiny little boxes, and it'll take you forever to color it. So I'm just going to keep going down, and I'm going to be making box after box. Again, you please wait until I am done before you begin, because I want you to see all of the steps before you begin. All right, so now that I'm done, except for this really bad wonky line over here, you can see that my hand shape has been split up into this grid. All right, does turning off that light help? Yeah, I guess it does a little bit. So next I'm going to look for, let me do warm colors this time. So I know I need red, orange, and yellow. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I'll bet you figured out by now that pink is also one. Okay, now you can see it better. I don't know what's going on with these lights. So I'm going to pick those for my warm colors, and I am going to look for one of the boxes, and I am only going to color in the part of the finger that's in that box. So I'll move that up a little bit so you can see. So that little part is the only one that's in that box. So I colored it red. Now next to it, I'm going to do a different color. And I'm going to make that one orange. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the next box. So pink down here. And then yellow on this side. Now, there's a little bit of this finger on that box right there. I'll make sure it also stays yellow. I don't want the same colors to touch, so I'm not going to do pink again underneath that pink. I'm going to go back to doing red on this side. And remember, because I said there's a little bit of this finger on this side, I'm going to go here. So I'm starting to spread out a little bit. I can't do pink or red here because I just did those. So I'm going to make this one and the finger, the part of it that's next to it, yellow. And then I'm going to start and go up this other one. So I can't do yellow there because I just did yellow. I'm going to keep going up. And this one's set up for a pretty good, where'd my pink go? There's pink. So you're going to finish doing your hand first. Do you have to do the same colors I am doing?
No.
No. If you want to do your hand in cool colors, you can do cool colors. If you want to pick some light blues and light yellows, I'm sorry, blue and yellow are not in the same thing. If you want to do light blue, dark blue, light green, dark green, light purple, dark purple, that would be great for the color, for the cool colors. I'm trying to do this kind of fast because I don't want us to run out of too much time. So you would keep doing the whole hand, and I'm not going to keep doing the whole hand because I don't want us to run out of time. And then when you are done, you will take your cool colors, and you can use color pens. I'm sorry, you can use markers too. I'm just using color pencils so you can see the difference between my supplies a little bit easier. And so I'm going to color, and I'm going to stay in this square, only this square, and I'm going to color that one green. Now I'm not going to color the one above it green because I just did that green. So I'll make this one blue. And I could go back to doing green up above it, or I could do purple, either one. But let's do a little bit of purple down here. And then over here next to this guy, I want to do purple with these fingers. And then I am going to do green next to this, but I'm only staying inside the boxes. And once again, one of your challenges is try not to let the same color touch. So I couldn't do green here, and I couldn't do green here, but I could do green up here if I wanted to. So then you just fill up the back of it. I don't have a cool color version, but I do have, again, so cool colors on the hands, warm colors on the outside. That is going to be your project for this week. You are not, this is not due tomorrow. It says that it's due a Wednesday, but that's 2 Wednesdays from now. Not tomorrow, but 2 Wednesdays from now. You do not have to rush off and work on this right now. You do have a week to get it done and turned in to me. So, Dimitri, you have a question. You can unmute and ask me your question.
Can you have more dark colors than light colors, or do you have to have the same amount?
You can have more dark colors than light. Just make sure that they're all the cool colors or they're all the warm colors.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. So, anybody else got any questions? If you think that you are ready to go and you want to take like 3 minutes before your next class and trace a hand, you are welcome to. Franklin, you can unmute yourself and ask me, bud.
Do we have to do the outline?
The outline of what?
Like black around it.
No, you do not. I did that so you can see it on my camera. So no, you do not have to do a black outline around it. That's a good question. Thank you for asking. I should probably put that up on my videos too, that you don't have to do the outline. All right, guys, I gave you about 2 more minutes. But other than that, you are good. It is good to see you guys. And I will turn off that and close my camera. There we go. All right. So, yep. It was good to see you. Put that over there. Move desk back around. Oh, yes. Isla.
How do we like show it to you, the thing?
So when you go to your Google Classroom, if you look for the thing that says classwork, that's where your assignments will be. And this is week 5. So you can take a picture of the one that you draw. You can use your cell phone camera. You can use a laptop. You can use a tablet. Just take a camera of it, and you should be able to go to your assignment and turn it in. There should be a place to upload a video or upload a picture and hit submit. Just make sure you hit submit. That's one of the problems people have been having. They'll upload it, but then they don't hit submit, and I can't do anything for them from there. So it should be in the class. It'll be under assignments, and I'm going to post all of the information that we went through right now, plus a Nearpod and some other things that you can look through in case you forget any steps. And I'm going to have to let y'all go because that is time, and you need to head on to your other class. It was good seeing everyone. Goodbye, goodbye.